Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and I am playing along with the whole kit and caboodle with Ginger's Corner, and we are using a kit up this month, and this sketch here is a sketch I designed for today's layout. You can find it on my Facebook page, and I'd love for you to have a go and share as well. So I'm going to use this kit with these amazing papers, and I went and I fussy cut out those flowers that I showed you just a second ago. Now, with my layout that I'm doing a lot of paper tearing down the corners here, and I'm using these papers, which you can see here. I'm going to keep that strip because I'm going to use it in a little while, and I'm going to tear off the corners on these pages to suit this layout. And look at this. This is just special. I love this paper, and I just love how it's coming together. So I also want to take off a bit of that there because I want to use some more of that on the back of that paper. But this grey greeny colour I'm going to stretch by tearing it multiple times and having it fit in under the tear. And that won't be a problem because it will get covered, as you will see shortly. And I just love how this is being able to stretch to fit that whole space and do that sweep down with the torn papers. And tear off a little bit more there because it's going to tuck in underneath. Now, I love the white edging on torn paper. That is something I've learnt to love over time, and I also like it because it is raw. So when you use inks like this one here, Gathered Twigs, it becomes a soft, hazy effect to the edge. It adds depth and shadow, and it lifts it up off the base of the layout, so it gives that extra bit of texture and depth to what you are producing in your whole over layout. So I'm just going to tape down all these pieces because we're going to build that top corner. I created this sketch because I didn't know what I wanted to do with these papers, so sometimes I just wanted a little bit of inspiration because the blank papers were looking at me, but I wasn't sure what to do. And so the sketch became a part of the process. Now, as you can see here, my green actually doesn't go all the way across the top there, and I need it to go all the way across. I'm going to tear out some here because there's too much showing in that bottom corner as well. So that's another thing. Remember, when you're tearing paper, it doesn't matter. You're tearing paper. You're going to get the different angles. You're going to get the different crosses. My photos are larger than my own sketch. Now, how bizarre is that? And I'm just going to add them to the layout as I want it to be. And it's showing you that you can take a sketch as your inspiration starting point and then move on where it is appropriate for your needs at the time. Now, these photos were taken at Australian Pioneer Village. We're up at Rose Cottage. This was outside. My daughter took them, and I just thought that they were a very good photo for this layout. So I went and got that gingham strip that you saw, the plaid strip here, and I'm going to create that to be the plates that are going to go in under the photos. They are like the label plates, and I'm creating my own instead of die cutting them, and it's really easy. You just grab a strip of paper and you use your circle cutter, which is a small one, or a hole punch as you'd like, and you just do the corners, and then that allows you to build that plate template for you to use. Now, my sketch also calls for 3 fishtail banners at the top right there, and I have gone with the 3 different paper textures from this layout. Where I cut out those flowers from that very first paper, there was like a bit of a corrugated paper effect in the actual print, and I've used that for one of the tags as well. So before I put my photos down, I'm just going to add those faux labels, and that's going to allow me to line it up more accurately on the layout so that I can get my spacing happening for these photos and the rest of the embellishments. And as you can see, I am covering up where that join is, and that's okay. I'm going higher with my photos than my own sketch, but that's okay. Like I said, a sketch is just a guide. But the key elements of it are there, as you can see. And it's now that I'm realizing that I haven't gone all the way across with the green at the top, and I need to fix that a little bit. I didn't have to. I could have left it like that, but I really wanted a bit more green showing across the top, and that's fine. Now, these are cut out from the sheets, and one says more of this, and the other is the actual label of the whole kit, and it's called Echoes of the Outback. And I said, so I'm going to use that as my title for this layout, and I've used some foam tape here to pop it up off that base. So you can see by inking it, I'm giving it that shadowing effect that I'm after, and it's allowing it to pop up from that base. Now, I'm going to add these fussy cut elements that I took from the original paper, and I'm going to start building up those clusters as per my sketch. And you can see that just by inking them, I'm taking away the white edging from when I fussy cut and just adding that shadowing for the overall appeal of the layout. Now, I've also gone through the colour cuts that came with the kit to find pieces that I wanted to add to build up the clusters, and they all fit in nicely there, as you can see. So off screen, I went and I fastened them all into place, and I've got this cute little frog that I'm going to put down the bottom, and there's a story with the frog. Frogs are what my dad used to buy me as a joke. When I was younger, my uncle used to trick me and say that there was the bullfrogs under the stairs and I had to feed them, and silly as a little girl that I was, I would feed the bullfrogs under the stairs, not knowing that it was actually my uncle who went and took away the food, and that joke went on for years and years at my expense, but that's okay. That's what happens in families. You can see at the top right-hand corner there that I extended that green underneath, and you can't even tell the seam there because of the colouring and the actual texture of the page. And then I just finished off with some splatters, which you saw, which are just some Tim Holtz spritz in the vintage photo. And then I'm adding in some yellow Nouveau drops in the 3 spots to set up my visual triangle. And I love how this turned out. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I am going to add this little floral bouquet over here to the fishtails. I don't like that they're sitting there by themselves in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. So I'm just going to add this floral, and that's going to drag the greenery in the leaves, and I'm turning it the other way so that there's more of the green leaves as opposed to the actual florals. And then I will trim down the edges of the florals to make that smooth edge with the fishtails. So as you can see, I took my original sketch and I have adapted it a little bit where I've needed to, but the core elements are there. And I would love if you would have a go as well. You could have a go at using that sketch if you liked. You can find it on my Facebook page under Kathy Loves a Scrap, or you can take a screenshot from here in the video and have a go. And I would love for you to share it on my Facebook page so that I can see how creative you are with a sketch. Now you can see how those clusters have come together so beautifully. You can see at the top there where I've extended that green, but because of the splatters and the whole overall texturing, look at that little frog, isn't it cute? It just all blends nicely together, and I love how this turned out. So this is the second page of my whole kit and caboodle. I'm 2 down, I've got 4 to go. I need to get a bit of a move on. Hopefully this week I'll get through a couple more and you'll get to see what I do with the rest of the kits that we pulled together at the beginning. I will put in a markup here for you to go back and have a look at the kit if you haven't seen it. These are just the scraps that I'm going to pull to the side because these are all going to go together now, and they will form parts of my base pages that as part of this requirement that Ginger has set for this great challenge. So as soon as we've done our 6 layouts, we then create the base pages and create a further 6 layouts, which is a great idea over the whole month. So here's my final page. Have a look at that. Isn't it just beautiful? The colours, the papers, amazing. Go and check out the full playlist that is down below in the description box for all the wonderful people who are playing along. There is some very great talent out there and a great variety of ways that this is being attacked by different people. Here's the sketch one more time. If you want to have a go, please do. Join me over on my Facebook page and show me what you've done. Happy scrapping till next time, and I'll see you in the next video.